convene the Committee on University and Faculty Personnel.
Thank you, Chair Kimball. Will the Committee on University and Faculty Personnel please come to order? It is now time for the committee to consider today's consent agenda. Does any committee member wish to remove any item from the consent agenda? Hearing none, is there any objection to the approval of the consent agenda? Hearing none, the consent agenda is approved. Item 4 and 5 are action items seeking committee approval on executive compensation for the interim president of the California State University, Fresno, and for the interim president of the California State University, Channel Islands. Chancellor White will present the item. Chancellor White?
Tim, you're on mute.
There we go. Thank you, Trustee Abrego. With the departure of two presidents who will soon begin new roles, of course, I speak of Dr. Joe Castro, who will be leaving Fresno State to lead the CSU as chancellor, and Dr. Erica Beck, who departs Channel Islands to begin her presidency at CSUN. I'm pleased to announce two appointments. Saul Jimenez Sandoval will serve as interim president of California State University, Fresno, and serving as interim president of Cal State University, Channel Islands, will be Dr. Richard Yao. With more than 20 years of service to Fresno State, Dr. Jimenez Sandoval is currently the campus's provost and vice president for academic affairs. He has a deep knowledge of innovative and proven student success measures and has played a critical role in Fresno State's continued ascent as an educational, social, cultural, and economic driver. He is a champion of equity and inclusion, and like his predecessor, Dr. Jimenez Sandoval has a deep appreciation of the transformative power of higher education. Dr. Yao currently serves Channel Islands as its Vice President for Student Affairs. He is universally respected by faculty, staff, students, and the surrounding Ventura County community. He brings stability and insight to the role, which are critical to the continued growth and success of our youngest campus. Like Dr. Jimenez Sandoval, Dr. Yao is a champion of educational equity in all its dimensions, and he is fully committed to the four key strategic initiatives that have been so critical to the campus's recent success: educational excellence, student success, inclusive excellence, and capacity and sustainability. Congratulations to both Dr. Jimenez Sandoval and Dr. Yao. I have every confidence that their strong and capable leadership will lead to sustained positive momentum at Fresno State and Channel Islands. Now, moving on to committee business, as published in the agenda item before you, I recommend that the interim president of California State University, Fresno, Dr. Saul Jimenez Sandoval, receive an annual salary of $348,423. This is the same salary received by the current president of Fresno State. In accordance with the existing policy, a monthly auto allowance of $1,000 and standard benefits for executive classified employees is provided. Next, I recommend that Dr. Richard Yao, as the interim president of Cal State University, Channel Islands, receive an annual salary of $307,740. As published in the amended item, Dr. Yao will receive a monthly housing allowance of $5,000 while serving as interim president. I might add that this is the same salary and housing allowance received by the current president of Channel Islands. In accordance with the existing policy, a monthly auto allowance of $1,000 and standard benefits for executive classified employees is also provided. To members of the committee and full board, I recommend approval of compensation for the interim presidents of Fresno State and Channel Islands as published in the respective agenda items numbers 4 and 5. Thank you, Trustee Abrego. That concludes my presentation.
Thank you, Chancellor White, for your presentation. The committee will vote on each item separately, and there will be an opportunity for comments and discussion prior to the vote. Item 4, executive compensation for the interim president of the California State University, Fresno is an action item before the Committee on University and Faculty Personnel. May I have a motion on this item by a member of the committee?
Move approval.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion or comments by any member of the board? Seeing none, I would remind everyone that only committee members may vote at this time. Trustees, please be sure to unmute your audio for the vote. At this time, Ms. Kiss, please take a roll call vote.
Thank you, Trustee Abrego.
Yes.
Trustee Day.
Aye.
Trustee Farrar.
Yes.
Trustee Furstenberg.
Yes.
Trustee Fong.
Yes.
Trustee Steinhauser.
Yes.
Chair Campbell.
Yes.
Chancellor White.
Yes.
Trustee Abrego, the motion passes.
Thank you, Ms. Kiss. The item is approved. The committee will now vote on item number 5, executive compensation for the interim president of the California State University, Channel Islands, is an action item before the Committee on University and Faculty Personnel. May I have a motion on this
So
item?
moved.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussions or comments by any member of the board? Seeing none, I would remind everyone that only committee members may vote at this time. Trustees, please be sure to unmute your audio for the vote. At this time, Ms. Kiss, please take the vote.
Trustee Abrego.
Yes.
Trustee Day.
Aye.
Trustee Farrar.
Yes.
Trustee Furstenberg.
Yes.
Trustee Fong.
Yes.
Trustee Steinhauser.
Yes.
Chair Campbell.
Yes.
Chancellor White.
Yes.
That motion also passes.
The item is approved. Item 6 is an action item seeking committee approval on the executive compensation for the Vice Chancellor and Chief Audit Officer. The item will be presented by Trustee Day.
Thank you, Trustee Abrego. It gives me great pleasure to announce that this morning in closed session, the Board of Trustees unanimously appointed Mr. Vlad Marinescu as the permanent Vice Chancellor and Chief Audit Officer of the California State University, effective December 1, 2020. Mr. Marinescu stepped into his current role as interim Chief Audit Officer in July 2020, following the retirement of Vice Chancellor and Chief Audit Officer Larry Mandel. In this short period of time, Mr. Marinescu has demonstrated exemplary leadership overseeing the university's Division of Audit and Advisory Services and in his dealings with the Audit Committee, campus community, executive staff, presidents, and the board. Prior to joining the CSU, he served in a variety of internal audit roles for Mattel, and since 2006 held the position of Director of Internal Audit up until his departure. Mr. Marinescu also brings experience in the public sector, having served in the Long Beach City Auditor's Office. A product of the CSU, he earned his bachelor's degree from California State University, Long Beach, and is a certified public accountant and certified internal auditor. As published in the amended item before you, I am recommending that Mr. Vlad Marinescu receive an annual salary of $267,552. I would like to add that this is Mr. Marinescu's current salary as interim Chief Audit Officer, and there will be no change to his salary as Vice Chancellor and Chief Audit Officer. In accordance with existing policy, a monthly auto allowance of $1,000 and standard benefits for executive classified employees are also provided. To members of the committee and the full board, I am recommending approval of the compensation for the new Vice Chancellor and Chief Audit Officer as I have just presented and would make that motion.
Thank you, Trustee Day. Item 6 is an executive compensation for the Vice Chancellor and Chief Audit Officer. Is an action item before the Committee on University and Faculty Personnel. May I have a motion on this item by a member of the committee?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion or comments by any member of the board? Seeing none. Seeing none, the motion is approved. Chair,
Trustee Abrego, we need to call the roll to.
okay, I'm sorry. Ms. Kiss, would you please call the roll?
Trustee Abrego.
Yes.
Trustee Day,
Aye.
Trustee Farrar,
Yes.
Trustee Furstenberg,
Yes.
Trustee Fong,
Yes.
Trustee Steinhauser,
Yes.
Chair Campbell,
Yes.
Chancellor White.
Yes.
The motion is approved.
Motion has been approved. Chair Campbell, this concludes the Committee on University and Faculty Personnel.
Thank you, Trustee Abrego. And that concludes the board's business for today. The board will reconvene tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. in closed session to discuss executive personnel matters. Thank you.